Yes, Nityanand, welcome back. And we will now be beginning the beautiful segment of the glimpses of the glorious past on this same day over the years, where we see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions and the whole Leela on this day, the 6th of April. So let us now begin. The first is the year of 2005. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was invited to conduct a discourse in Oklahoma Baptist Center in the United States. During the convention, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained the delegates about how I, the ego, processes the information received from outside. He elaborated on the process of manas, chitta, chakshu, as they have been described in the Vedic texts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had elaborated in these processes in a previous satsang, explaining that when something is seen, that is indriya, chakshu is the energy which is seen through the eyes. The eyes are just doors, openings. Chakshu converts all the signals into biosignals, then the file starts getting processed. It goes to chitta, where deductions are made. Then it goes to manas, where identification is made. Then that file makes its way to the ego. Then the ego decides what is there for me in this file. That is the process or called self-centeredness. Let us now move on to the next year, the 6th of April 2006. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave a discourse titled Open Your Heart at the Ross Hospital at the city of Columbus, Ohio. Later that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visited the Hindu temple at the Dayton, Ohio, where he gave a discourse on the series of addresses and initiations from the Shiva Sutras that were given by Shiva himself to Devi for her enlightenment. There he was received by the Kailasa in Ohio Sangha with all the traditional respects and honors. After this discourse, the delegates had the rare opportunity to receive directly the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through his darshan and to receive the most precious gift a disciple can receive, the Guru Bhakti. We are now moving on to the 6th of April 2008. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism supervised the measurement of the land of Kailasa in Trivandamale, Arunachala Sarvanyapita. Later that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had an internal meeting with the volunteers and Kailasa Vasis who were administering the whole construction project, in which he listened to all the queries around the whole project and gave further instructions for its conclusion. So here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism directly supervising the expansion of the Kailasas and the Sarvagyapitas around the globe. We are now moving on to the 6th of April 2011. On that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on the 145th Sutra, 3rd chapter, 39th verse of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that the technique that Patanjali was sharing in this sutra to loosen ourselves from our body is thought to enter into another body. The entering into another body means entering into a living body or dead body or creating new body for the next birth. So this one samyama explains the siddhi and science of enlightenment. It teaches how to loosen from our body, enter into a living or dead body, or create our own body. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that we can use it to attain enlightenment or to assume another body after enlightenment. Let us now see a beautiful excerpt from this satsang.
First thing, understand, your interest on particular pleasure through a particular sense object makes you work through that nerve and experience different experiences of the world. Please understand, I am repeating once more. This is a basic rule, basic law. Your interest. For example, if you are highly interested in food, so you get into that nervous system which is responsible for tasting different varieties of food, and you taste, digest, enjoy, and create more. For example, if you are interested in seeing, you get into the system, nervous system called seeing, which is necessary for seeing, and you see, create more and more experiences for the sake of pleasure of seeing. So now, understand this basic law. Whenever you decide that you don't want to use that particular sense anymore, you are not interested, then immediately a kind of a loosening happens in that nervous system. When I say loosening happens in that nervous system, now you are independent of that nervous system. If you lose all the interest on eating, you feel, I had enough. I think I am no more interested. It's okay if there is little food to maintain the body. Then immediately, the nervous system related to eating, you are loosened. The weight of engraved memories related to eating slowly leaves your system. Please understand. One more thing I wanted you to understand. If you have 100 strong engrams about eating in your eating nervous system, for more than 6 months you are not interested and you are not attending those 100 engrams, slowly they will just die down. Even the number will reduce to 20 or 10. Even the number of engrams will drastically drop when you are not interested anymore in reusing them. It is like unused clothes kept in your cupboard. After 6 months, naturally you either distribute it or throw it away or it gets stolen. There is an automatic intelligence ejecting engrams which is not being used regularly. Please understand, in your system, there is an automatic ejection system. That is why, after you stop playing with the toys, automatically that engram gets lost.
Yes, we are now moving on to the 6th of April 2012. On this date, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the Tiruvannamalai Kalpataru Darshan, where lakhs of devotees had gathered to receive his blessings and boons by the Paramavatara of Paramashiva himself. Right after the Kalpataru Darshan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted a high-level internal meeting with the various organizers in Tiruvannamalai who were responsible for organizing the conventions and registering people that were participating in them. Later that night, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted a second darshan and satsang for the lakhs who had gathered to attend at his discourse. Throughout the day, the free medical services and free annadhan was provided for the huge gathering of the devotees who rushed to be at his feet and receive his blessings. Here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism giving the individual darshan, and also the thousands of people who attended the program. The next we have the year 6th of April 2013. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the day 1 of the Nitya Kriya Yoga Convention in Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru Adhinam. On this convention, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism introduced 4 important principles of life: the integrity, which is honoring the thought and word we give to ourselves and others; authenticity, which is being established in the peak of our inner image, outer image, life image; the responsibility, which is living and responding to life from the truth that we are the source of everything; and the fourth, which is enriching, which is taking responsibility with integrity and authenticity, that we are committed to continuously expanding life in and around us. Here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism giving the various program sessions during the Nitya Kriya Yoga program. Let us now see excerpts from the program of Nitya Kriya Yoga.
Fear. What is fear? All the fear, please listen once more. Fear is not absence of a thought. Fear is not a thought. Fear is not absence of an emotion. Fear is not an emotion. Fear is just absence of your consciousness. Absence of your consciousness. Fear is absence of your consciousness. Ultimately, all fears comes out of your inauthenticity. Listen. When you feel something you have can be lost, and you are not ready to face the loss, fear starts. It can be as simple as little money you have in your purse to your life itself. Listen. When something can be lost and you can't face the loss, you feel you can't face the loss. It is your inauthenticity with your life. Inauthenticity with your life is the source of all fears. The fear of losing few dollar bills in your purse to fear of losing your life. Everything is just because of you not coming to terms with the truth of anything is, will be at some time not. Listen. Anything is now, at some day will become non-existence, will not be there. when you are not ready to face the reality, when you are not authentic enough to face the life, happens inauthenticity.
Yes, we are now moving on to the 6th of April 2014. On this day's presidential address, Nithyananda Satsang, that took place in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, India, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism elaborated on what is a teamily, the fusion of family plus team equals teamily. It is composed of the people in which we share our lives, including pets and nature. The teamily is a fundamental component in the path leading to the space of Advaita, bringing us to a space of completion and non duality. After the satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave an online Kalpataru for various city centers worldwide via two-way video conferencing. Additionally, while in the holy city of Varanasi, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism received the visit of Sri Rameshwara Puriji Maharaj, who the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism received with all the traditional honor and respects. Here we can see the pictures of the satsang and also the various pontiffs in Varanasi receiving the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We next move on to the year the 6th of April 2015. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the NDY Day 2. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted various sessions for the benefit of the delegates, aiming at giving the maximum result in this tight-packed convention. The delegates participated in the Shivoham meditation process, in which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave them the experience of Shivoham, I am Paramashiva. On the topic of the Shivoham process, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had previously shared that the low and powerless inner image is the result of forgetting the original state of Sadashivatva, the space of being Sadashiva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that the only way this state can be remembered again and again is when the powers of Sadashiva are manifested. Let us now see the Nithyananda Times video of the 6th of April.
Nityanandam Paramasukadam. Most beautiful satsangs which we had this morning. It has left all of us deeply touched. In fact, when we saw the satsang this morning, it has left us feeling initiated already. So deep, deep silence inside all of us soon after the satsang was over. And it took us back to the memory of when we were initiated first by our master. But before we actually move into Vakyartha Sadas, it's a deep gratitude to our master for having given us this. An experience of ourselves, a true authentic experience, which came in with his sharing, which came in with his initiation to us. We are deeply blessed having Master in our lives and in deep gratitude to what has been given to us. With this, I'd like anyone to come forward and share their experience of what they have felt as initiation with Swamiji.
Initiation, Diksha. My experience and what I understand from experience and learning from Swamiji, initiation, Diksha is how we start walking on our spiritual journey. And not only in spiritual journey, it can be in education also, it can be in any field. When you are initiated, you actually start walking on that path. It's a definite destination, and you start walking towards that in which you are initiated. So until that, we go in 10 directions, searching for that thing to happen. Let's say for me, experience of samadhi or experience of meditation, the dhyana state, it never happened until I was going in 10 directions. It came as glimpses, but never it happened that I could experience it whenever I want. And let's say 24/7. Once I was initiated, it just became very sahaj. It became very natural to me that I was just able to experience it. And my journey started from initiation. Before that, I was just searching, okay, what is the right path?
I'm not initiated as a sannyasi yet, but I did receive initiation from Swamiji in 2010. He had asked me to come to the ashram and write for him, which a lot of people thought was an unusual request because I had been basically going to hell and back in the West. And when the clouds cleared, I got this phone call, "Can you come?" And I did. And when he realized I had never taken any of his courses, he let me attend the Living Enlightenment Process free course that he was offering that summer for 7 weeks. And it was an astonishing journey because it basically explained everything that had happened to me in the West. And I realized it had been an inner awakening program that I had attended, even though I wasn't aware of his guidance. That was in fact what was happening. And he always knew I would come here when it was over. And as a result of that, when the program was over, he offered me initiation. And I remember I was in the hall that night, and I was just in street clothes from Canada, and I didn't have a spiritual name. But when he started initiating people, my mind kept saying, "Oh, I wonder if he'll call my name." And then my logical mind would step in and go, "Of course he won't call your name. You haven't submitted anything. You're not in the, you haven't applied. You haven't done all the steps." And people were being initiated and running up on stage, and I just kept hoping, maybe he'll call my name. And all of a sudden he looked out into the audience and said, "Would anyone else out there like initiation?" And of course my hand shot up in the air. And next thing I knew, I was on stage being initiated as an ashramite. And I had been initiated previously into Kriya Yoga by Paramahamsa Yogananda's lineage, but it wasn't by an incarnation in a physical body. It was by someone who was an acharya, who was in his ashram, and it was a lovely experience. And so I was thinking that's what I was going to receive. And as you can probably confirm, I felt like I'd plugged into the biggest energy generator on the planet. I received the initiation, and that whole night I was vibrating at such a high level, I couldn't sleep. And I almost didn't know what to do with myself. I got up and I paced, and I tried doing some yoga and breathing, and it was just overwhelming, the amount of energy roaring through my system. And that was the first time I realized that we had no clue what this meant. That initiation, we thought it was, like a marriage vow or something, that it would be some psychological, mental state. But in fact, it's quantum physics. You give permission for the universe to plug you into a whole energy stream that it's impossible to ignore. Once you're in that energy stream, your life starts changing, and the master just starts cleaning out all the dust bunnies that are hiding in every corner and giving you such clarity of thought. So even though I had to return to the West to clean up my life so I could return, it never left. That high frequency stayed with me, and it's honestly the greatest gift you can ever get.
Ma Megan, it's such a beautiful experience, and your sharing has been something so beautiful. Actually, that was my experience during NSP also, when my first initiation happened. And there's such an intense joy inside of my being. I didn't know what was happening inside of me. There's so much of bliss, so much of happiness. For what reason, I didn't know. And it was like as if I found myself. And I just couldn't stop speaking about him. My thoughts, my dreams, my actions, everything was only circling around him. And any conversation that happened was only revolving around the master. I knew I had found him when the program was happening itself, because there's such an intense attraction. The force of attraction was tremendous. The being had already recognized something it could see for itself, it could relate with, it could identify, it could merge with. I don't know, it was such a wonderful feeling. And when I came out also, for months on end, there's only one thing. I wish everybody could get initiated by him. I wish everybody knew there's a person like this who's giving such a beautiful experience of how to live life. There's nothing that came in the way. Love was just pouring out. I was just radiating that energy. And anyone who would come on the road, I was just smiling. I was just sharing whatever there was inside of me as energy. There's nothing stopping me at all. There was no logic inside of me. I'd gone beyond that space of logic. I just didn't know. But the joy was intense. It was so intense. It was so beautiful. All I wanted to was, hey, come, just meet him. Just do this program. Just get initiated and know how it is to lead life and live life. It was an amazing experience, and it continues to have that surge of excitement which was there. One side of it was his touch, which had done it on the Agya Chakra. The other side was, even before that happened in the program, there are many, many things as he was talking itself, which was creating some kind of a click inside of me. It was like, I know that's the truth. And somewhere when the logic would say, no, how can you think of it? The being was deeply getting connected to that. It knew very well that that is the truth, and it lives by it. And it has started shifting itself automatically. The connection had already happened much before the Agya Chakra initiation happened. And that was the most beautiful thing, because as I went up itself, I knew I had found my search had ended primarily. I think the being has been searching, and it knew it had come to that spot where it was so deeply relaxed that it had found what it wanted to for, I don't know, janmas, lifetimes, I don't know. It was such a beautiful experience, an amazing experience. That is a time actually I felt so deeply one with him. And I just said, okay, whatever needs to happen, something like a surrender that had happened. It was fighting life all along, but at that point of time, there was a deep surrender to the ultimate. I just said, okay, it was like almost, yes, I found it. Now I don't need to worry about my life anymore, and I've given myself to you. Just do what you have to do with me, and that is all that is needed. It was a very, very beautiful experience.
I met Swamiji during one of the Kaltaru darshan in Kodaikanal almost 3 years back, and I was going through a tough phase. I was going through a tough phase of my life 3 years back, and that's when I got to know about Swamiji, and I met him in one of the Kaltaru darshan in Kodaikanal. After meeting him, within 4 or 5 months, every problem for which I went there, it got resolved, and I got busy in my life once again, and kind of forgot about him. So after 1.5 years again, my life was in mess, and again I thought, okay, I was looking for help in my life, and that's when I got to know about NDY, which was happening in Varanasi exactly 1 year back. So that time I was kind of decided that, okay, let me see and experience it, what is there. Because I have met him, but I have not got initiated by him or attended any of the program. Since I have tried each and everything possible in life, so I was quite receptive to him at that point of time. And somehow things had fallen in place and I could manage attending NDY. At the end of second day, when I was still sitting at the same place where NDY was happening, I felt such a piece of, so much of calmness inside me. And that's when I realized, my God, I was looking for this whole my life. And how easy it was for me. And only thing was that I was not prepared for it. I was not ready for it. That's when I decided, I just thought about it, that if 2 days of NDY program can do this to me, what will 21 day do? And immediately that time, I made initial payment for next IA, which was July Haridwar last year. So I did not even, I made a small payment, but I was feeling, I was desperately looking for that. And I decided in my mind that no matter what it takes for me, I am going to go. And I heard Swamiji saying that money and time is my responsibility. I just need your will. And that's when I got that strength that if he can give me this experience, he can do anything. So let
people who just come to take courses and everything, he can work with them to a degree, but unless you accept initiation into the lineage, you aren't giving him permission to dive all the way in and be the energy that runs you. And I think that's what's so profound about initiation is you're basically saying, you know, you're opening all the doors and just saying, come in, do whatever has to be done.
Quite correct, Megan. I think when an initiation happens by an avatara purusha or an enlightened being, what happens inside of us is actually we understand the purpose of our life. We understand who we are. He always said when an initiation happens, expect the unexpected to happen. It's very beautifully he had worded it. The expecting an unexpected thing to happen inside of us when an initiation happens. Today's was a very beautiful satsang where Nityasta is still in that space. It's almost like as if she's also been initiated with that talk. It's a deep, deep experience of Advaita which is there, so much of love pouring inside, and such an authentic expression of that relationship. It's also left us feeling that that's the same thing that we have experienced with him. That never-ending love, that compassion that has come in from him for nothing in return, absolutely nothing. That you know what your path is. Just understand, come in alignment with what your purpose of life is. That is what I'm here to give you through this initiation. And it really puts you in that different space. I think it's a different realm altogether, like Ritu was telling. Suddenly you get aligned to something else, which you've been holding on to, you drop, which is really futile in life, which you've been pursuing so long, thinking that's the most important thing. That just drops by itself. You start looking at some other kind of a dimension inside of us. And it's a beautiful expression by itself. What an initiation can do.
Being with Swamiji for from the year 2009, I have been initiated by various programs like Kalpataru and then Inner Awakening, also Nirahara Samema. By experiencing these different initiations through different processes, the programs, I could experience that whatever I am initiated into, I have that strength and energy and also the space to practice that spiritual practice that I am initiated into. So it was making me, experience that space and also not lose the intensity also. That intensity was remaining there, that I practiced that. Ajapa Japa, also we did the practice, we were initiated into it. Every time, and before when I had tried to do Japam, it was not happening so authentically, it was just mind was wandering. But when I was initiated, 21 days process it was, and we were doing it continuously and for 6 hours every day and stuff like that. So that time it was just happening. There was no problem. Even at night, my time was night time. And I used to do, I will go to the office, I'll come back and I'll do the Ajapa Japa for 6 hours at night, which was just happening. Like it was so naturally happening. And I had that energy, I had that intensity to do that. Every time and Nirahara Samema also, I could just very naturally be without food. Hunger was just gone. And being on liquids, just like hardly having anything. And for years from birth time, I would say, we never go beyond, let's say, 5 days fasting. And that also with a lot of food and a lot of fruits. But here I was just taking few drinks and I was just okay. So how it was becoming possible for me was just initiation. There was no other cause for that I could do that. So practicing spiritual practices was becoming possible for me by the help of Master. He initiating me into these practices, and that was really helping me break my patterns and grow. When my patterns are breaking, when my incompletions are getting over, and based on like one incompletion has like lots of sub patterns and depending patterns and all that. That was also like I was really growing very fast in my spiritual journey. So initiation just was must for me. Like before that, there was no way I could grow. There was no other path that I could see. I was just wandering and trying to search something that could help me. And once I experienced that Kalpataru program initiation, where I could get the, just with one touch, I got the Samadhi experience. I'm like, okay, well, one touch can give me this. What will be 21 days? So I just came over for inner awakening, and it just simply transformed me so much. I could not realize myself. I was like still holding on to some judgments of the outer world, like, you know, people are like this and situations are like this. How will I handle them? I am back now, no doubt. But when the same situations came, the transformation was such, just with power of initiation, that I could just respond it so beautifully, and my relationships changed, my way of, you know, handling myself, carrying myself, and, you know, responding to the situation was completely changed. Situations were same, just the response was changed, just with initiation, nothing else. 21 days program. So that was the power of initiation that completely transformed me, and after that, the life was not same. It was just so different, because a big transformation happened, and it was just a growth.
And what about your initiation into sannyas?
Yes, that is something that is maybe in Janmas it happens, and when that initiation happened in Varanasi during Kumbh Mela in 2013, we were a bunch of sannyasis and brahmacharis were initiated, and when that happened, it was just one initiation, and the big shift had happened in the inner space. It was just a big shift. It just totally changed my eye, the inner space. It was such high plane that I experienced just with one initiation there. And then again, there was never, I could ever, one even thought came that anything other than sannyas lifestyle there can be in my life. It was just this is life. It's such a, it is such a strong initiation. It is such a power to live sannyas just with one initiation. Otherwise, people spend years together to align with the sannyas. People wander, they do a lot of spiritual practices, and then they, be established in the sannyas. But here, just one initiation, I could not even have one thought even that anything other than this can be my life. So that strong is that powerful initiation. It is when master initiates into an avatara, an incarnation initiates into sannyas.
Nithyanandam, I just wanted to share some of my experiences with initiation, and specifically with Kundalini, because I feel like Swami gives so many initiations into that help me to experience oneness and to live that, initiation into listening, initiation into enriching as an acharya, and all of these things, and of course Kundalini initiation. And I find all of the initiations go towards awakening the Kundalini, and then that's what gives me this energy that is kind of beyond myself and puts me into the space I'm much bigger than me, and I can do much more, and that by itself seems to just create that experience of oneness. So the Kundalini initiation for me was a huge thing, because it meant that I could live anywhere in the world, and I could live with that energy and that experience of oneness anywhere in the world. So that was there's no attachments with that. So I thought that was an amazing gift that he gives. And then other than that, I think just kind of, in a sense, kind of the most kind of simple and amazing initiation for me is that science of enriching, and that when you cause someone else's reality, when you raise them to a higher conscious space, that change opens up in you. That for me, I was I was working with an enriching temple, and I was speaking with some people, and I was feeling kind of low, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I can do what I want to do, and I just thought, well, just the next person, just call and listen. And so I called up, and someone answered, and I was just started listening. It just said, how is everything? And we worked through a lot of doubts that they had, and it was very helpful for them, I know, and they were able to come for programs after that and grow their connection with Swami. And that brought me out of my low mood and out of my doubts. And I find that is something beyond food, it's something beyond sleep. It does something that those things can't do. And that just simple science of causing someone else's reality brings someone else to a higher conscious space, even if it's through listening. I find that's always available. There's always someone somewhere that wants.
Yes, Nithyanandam. Hope all the viewers were enjoying the beautiful Vakyartha and we will now be taking a short break and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcoming back all the participants and viewers watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the various social media channels. We will now be entering into the 6th of April 2017. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the Nithyanandam Kids program that was taking place in Adi Kailasa. As part of the program, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performed the Vishesha Diksha in order to deepen the experience of Sadashivoham in the disciples by blessed with the next level Diksha called Vishesha Diksha. Through this Diksha, the kids were given the access and right context with Sadashiva through the Shiva Puja. So here we can see the pictures of the Vishesha Diksha being conducted directly as per the scriptures, as per the Agama given by Paramashiva himself. And we can see the rituals being performed by the Shivacharyas as per the Agama and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism giving the Diksha. Let us now watch a beautiful video where we have the oneness capsule, the darshan of all the happenings of the day of the 6th of April 2017. Yes, we are now moving on to the 6th of April 2018. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared a consciousness breakthrough about the artificial intelligence and how only humans have the capacity of a conscious response. To celebrate Sankatahara Chaturthi Day, the Nithyananda Sangha Hosur offered puja to Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva, Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti, and to the Guru Murti. Further, offerings of Abhishekam were made to Ganapati. Around the world, several sevas, as well as completion and healing sessions, Nityananda Yoga, and other enriching activities available for local communities took place. Here we can see the Nityananda times of the 6th of April 2018. Let us take a look.
Robo can never take over us. No artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is artificial. Understand, it is artificial. It may be able to do something more than us, but it cannot do something which only we can do, is conscious response. The good news is, best thing happened to the universe is human consciousness. The great news is, it is time we have to move to the next level.
On the occasion of Shankatahara Chaturthi, the Nityananda Sangha Hosur offered puja to Nityanandeshwara Sadashiva, Nityanandeshwari Adishakti and the Gurumurti. They also offered Abhishekam to Mahaganapati, Ganesha. Los Angeles Adinam conducts powerful sessions every day at 8 p.m. PST, helping people to complete with their past, heal physically and mentally. The power of Swamiji's initiations is experienced by so many people every night in Los Angeles, USA.
The only reason for difference is feeling responsible. When you feel oneness, because of the oneness, you will know whatever insecurity other person is feeling, you will know whatever desire or greed the other person is feeling, you will know the other person's space. Because of your knowledge, you will have love and compassion. Understand? Anything becomes part of your knowledge, you start loving it.
Upcoming programs: Inner Awakening, 21 Days to Rewrite Your Future, May 2nd to 22nd. Nityananda Yoga Teacher Training, April 14th to May 4th. Nitya Dhyana Yoga, April 15th and 16th. Nitya Kriya Yoga, April 17th to 21st. Nityanandam, April 21st to May 1st. Kalpataru Yoga, Manifest Your Reality, every Sunday online and at our Nityananda centers worldwide. Akashic Reading, access your past, present and future. early morning at the Nityandeshwara Sadashiva Devastanam, Adi Kailasa Bengaluru Adinam. Maha Sadashivoham, taking you to the next level of consciousness, March 31st to April 30th.
Let us now move on to the 6th of April 2020. Kailasa's Department of Information Broadcasting, in collaboration with Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Peacekeeping, aimed at eradicating violence and promoting peace, telecasted the Nithyananda Satsang titled The Science of the Intangible but Definitive Part of Existence is Dharma. Applied science is Agama, revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In this satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed the intangible but definitive components of our life, that science and applied science is the whole of Hinduism, Vedagamas. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that fasting is the most powerful way to put the most powerful cognition in the deepest conscious core of our being, and that human beings keep on growing as long as they understand and explore the intangible components of life and cosmos. Contributing to over 108 humanitarian causes of Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations, Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University marks that day as Season 2, Day 2 of Paramashivoham. One of the major highlights of Kailasa's contributions through this convention was the power manifestation, that day being the power of third eye. So let us now see the beautiful satsang that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave on the 6th of April 2020. The title of the video is Initiation to Invoke Mahaganapati Energy to Blast Obstacles.
Paramashiva, myself, manifesting, using this body, muscle memory, biomemory and bioenergy, initiating all of you into Paramashivoham, manifesting my very being. Today, I will manifest as Mahaganapati in all of you, embodiment of auspiciousness. Understand? Purpose of human consciousness is to manifest my being. Your body, mind, consciousness, everything is hardwired, programmed, created for manifesting my being. Anything you think as your priority other than manifesting my being is delusion. You manifesting my being, making the world manifest my being is the only priority. Understand? The universe came into existence by my will, just to celebrate all of us. The togetherness, which is the depth of oneness. Oneness which is not
falling into any delusion, even if that oneness becomes multi-level universes, beings, existence. Oneness never gets broken. Oneness never becomes multiple reality. Oneness never gets deluded. Undiluted, undiluted, absolute oneness remains as oneness, even though the multiple universes are appearing. Multiple human beings, multiple levels and layers of different beings, multiple time zones, everything does not delude oneness. I manifested myself as multi-level, multi-dimensions of the universe, and listen. I manifested myself as many, for all of us to enjoy everything together. Togetherness is not anti-oneness, it is intense oneness. Intense oneness is togetherness. In microscopic level, reality of oneness. In the macroscopic level, reality of multiplicity continues to remain rooted in oneness. When you go to the microcosmic level, it's pure oneness. When you go to the macrocosmic level, it is infinity. The infinity and oneness is same. Oneness is celebrating itself as infinity in multiple ways. Today, I will manifest my being in you all as Mahaganapati. Neurologically, you will feel the absolute unclutching, the state of Paramashiva. Emotionally, you will feel absolute completion, the space of Paramashiva. In your depth, you will feel all the powers of Paramashiva in your life. In your being, you will experience me as Paramashiva. When I manifest Paramashiva's being in you, neurologically, you will feel absolute unclutching. Emotionally, you will feel absolute completion. In your reality, you will be manifesting all powers of Paramashiva. In your being, I myself will manifest with my own identity. Your identity empowered by my identity is your real identity. Your identity feeling separated from my identity is powerlessness, delusion. Your identity empowered by my identity, your identity empowered by my identity as the source of your identity is manifesting my being. Your identity is not against me and my existence. Your identity complements my being. When you understand your identity complements my being, you experience absolute surrender, love, powerfulness, oneness, cosmic enlightenment. Understand this one truth deeply. A deep delusion you carry is you are against the whole cosmos, or the whole cosmos and life is against you. No. You thinking, feeling, cognizing the whole cosmos, your life, or anything in the life against you is delusion. You came into existence because I wanted. Your being came into existence as my extension. You are here for me to celebrate myself. I am here for you to celebrate me. We both are here to hold cosmos to celebrate us and us to celebrate the cosmos. Nothing is worthy to worry. Nothing is worthy to be powerless. Nothing to be worthy to put you in insecurity. Nothing is worthy in the life to be afraid of. Nothing at all is worthy of fear of losing or death. Even though I do all the 5 activities of creation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. I do the rejuvenation, destruction directly. For all of you to be assured nothing wrong will be done to you. No destruction can happen to you. Just to give you the assurance, I do the destruction, rejuvenation directly, personally involved. Understand? There is no such thing as destruction. It's all just transformation in the life. Nothing to be frightened about, nothing to be worried about, nothing to be powerless about, everything to be celebrated. All powerlessness is delusion, all fear is stupidity, all worry is nonsense. All powerlessness is delusion. Delusion is neither cute nor justified. Deal delusion with ferociousness. Deal delusion with absolute ferociousness. Srishti sthiti samhara tirobhava anugraha generation, operation, destruction, delusion, liberation, all are manifested by me. In microscopic level, I am oneness. In macroscopic level, I am infinity. In the microcosmic level, I am oneness. In the macrocosmic level, I am infinity. Infinity and oneness is made up from the same material called me, Paramashiva. The me in this body, the me in your body is one and the same. The me in this body and me in your body, both are deeply in love with each other, intimate with each other, absolutely in oneness. We do not know separation and we have no separation. We are here to celebrate each other's existence. There is nothing in the life which can cause worry, inauspiciousness, fear, violence, feeling violated, anger. Nothing at all. I commit with you. I take the responsibility to break the ice and propose to you. Let's celebrate our life together. Let me manifest in you. Let you manifest in me. The deep down, the source anger you carry, the source root pattern you carry is absolute delusion. It has no existence. Don't waste your time in the name of root pattern, delusion. Repeating the same patterns. Repeating the patterns is disrespecting your being. Wake up ferociously. Decide to break from all patterns. Today I initiate all of you. I'll start manifesting as Maha Ganapati auspiciousness. You will experience absolute unclutching neurologically, absolute completion emotionally. All the powers of Paramashiva, myself, in your reality. My own being, Paramashiva, as your being. You are extension of my being. The very core truth of universal existence. In microcosmic level, you and me are oneness. In the macrocosmic level, you and me are infinity. Infinity and oneness is same. I commit with you all, I will make you all understand this multi-dimensional existential logic of oneness and infinity is one and the same. Oneness and infinity is different in binary logic. Oneness is infinity and infinity is oneness in multidimensional existential reality logic. Through binary logic, you can understand only length, breadth, depth, and time. 4 dimensions of my existence. But actually, I exist in 11 dimensions. I will raise you above the binary logic and make you experience absolute oneness and absolute infinity is one and the same. You and me are one and the same. We became many to celebrate the existence, not to get lost in the existence. I am not poet. I am not giving you hope. I am not self-confidence teacher. I am here to tell you the cosmic truth as it is. I am Paramashiva, the me manifesting in this body and the me manifesting in all your bodies is one and the same. In microcosmic level, microscopic level, we are oneness. In the macrocosmic level, in the telescopic level, we are infinity. Infinity and oneness is same. Whatever I am talking, I am not talking just from cosmic archives. I am talking from the cosmic archives which is programmed inside your bioenergy. So whatever I am talking will sound as truth inside your core deeply. You cannot deny me. I am very subtle but very powerful. I am not brainwashing you. I am detoxing you. I am just awakening you to the multidimensional logic of the universe. Celebrate infinity. There is nothing to be afraid. Nothing to be afraid. When you were a child, you thought many things are too important for your life, and if you lose your bicycle, you may never be able to survive in the world. You might have thought, if you lose some of your toys, your whole world will be destroyed. If you lose some of your near and dear ones, you would have felt your life is gone. But when you grow, realize nothing can be taken away from you. Understand, realizing the matured cosmological truths, multi-dimensional logic makes you matured being. I am here to make your being as my being. Maturity of your consciousness will be the side effect of my being manifesting in your being. Listen to these few powerful truths. Binary logic, delusion, the mind you are carrying gifted by your society makes you feel you and me are different, separate. You and others are separate and different. Somebody is against you and you are against somebody. All these are delusion. The me in this body, me in your body, the me in all the existing beings is one and the same. The me in this body is manifesting, now initiating. The me in your body will now start manifesting what I feel as me in me. You will understand in the telescopic or microscopic experience, microcosmic and macrocosmic experience of oneness and infinity is one and the same. Listen, listen, listen. The microscopic level, microcosmic level, you and me are in oneness. In the macrocosmic level, telescopic level, you and me are infinity. Infinity of the ultimate oneness of the source is one and same. All fears are useless. All fears have no value. Pure greed without giving place for fears is okay. It's expansion. Pure greed without giving any respect or place for fear is okay, because it is expansion. By very nature, by my very existence, I go on expanding. Decision to expand, will to expand, manifesting as pure greed without fear is verily myself manifesting in you. Fear and greed as to exist together is stupid binary logic. It's a false lesson taught to you by society's mind. Societal mind, false logic, binary logic, your root pattern, powerlessness, incompletions, all are one and the same. Today I initiate all of you. I will manifest as Mahaganapati, ultimate absolute auspiciousness. I'll manifest my very being in all of you. Through this initiation, I'll make your neurology experience absolute unclutching state of Paramashiva. I'll make your emotion experience absolute completion, space of Paramashiva. I'll make your life manifest all powers of Paramashiva. I'll make your reality and life manifest all powers of Paramashiva. From your depth, I will radiate all powers of Paramashiva. I will manifest my own being from your very identity. So from today, your identity is extension of my identity. Nobody in the universe is against you, because universe is me and you are my extension. You don't need to be afraid of anything, anyone in the universe. Start playing and celebrating with universe. You are extension of me. All fears is delusion. All fears is stupidity. all fears is absolute stupidity. Play with your fears, you will manifest all powers. Make fun of your fears, you will experience romance of life. Ease your fears. You will experience absolute completion. The antimatter, the existence of the universe which is not yet available for you, should create excitement in you, not fear. Whatever is not known to you is actually not against you. The beings who are not known to you, rishis, munis, the higher level beings, they are not devils. They are all your friends. So you only need to have a curiosity as the only need emotion for your life. No need for fear. Fear is useless delusion. Fear does not help you in your life in any form. Greed is okay. All other emotions are okay. Take care and make sure none of them invoke fear in you. Fear has no existence. In Kailasa, we have all emotions other than fear. All emotions are okay, other than fear. Fear is not needed because there is nobody against you in the universe. You are not against anyone in the universe. You cannot be violated.